Welcome to Kotlin Desktop, Lesson 5, File System Access. Today we build a Markdown editor that reads and saves files. Here's what we're building: a Markdown editor with open and save buttons. Click Open to load a file. Hit Save to write it back. A JSON config remembers your recent files. 6 files, 160 lines total. Let's create our Markdown editor from scratch. Settings.Gradle, same plugin repositories as before. Root project name is Markdown Editor. Generate the Gradle wrapper, version 8.10. Four plugins this time. The serialization plugin converts data classes to JSON. Dependencies include compose, material3, icons, and serialization-JSON. Create the source directory. Project setup done. First file, colors.kt, same purple palette as every lesson. AppState.kt, 2 data classes for our EditorState. The @serializable annotation marks app config for JSON conversion. EditorState tracks the file path, content, and a modified flag. 2 data files done, colors and AppState. FileManager.kt, a singleton that handles all file operations. Config file lives in the user's home directory. Crossed platform. Read file and write file are one-liners using readText and writeText. Load config decodes JSON from disk. If the file is missing, return defaults. Save config encodes app config to prettyPrinted JSON. Pickfile to open uses Swing's JFileChooser. It works inside Compose Desktop. Pickfile to save is the same pattern with show save dialog. TopBar.kt, a toolbar with open and save buttons. Four parameters: file name, modified flag, and 2-click callbacks. Folder open and save icons, both tinted purple. The file name shows in the toolbar. untitled if no file is loaded. If the file is modified, an asterisk appears next to the name. Save and close TopBar. Now the editor pane. EditorPane.kt, a full-screen text field with monospace font. Two parameters, content string and an onChange callback. Monospace font at 16 sp, purple gray text for the dark theme. OutlinedTextField with purple borders and a placeholder. Both UI components done, TopBar and EditorPane. Last file, main.kt. This ties everything together. "12 imports covering layout, material theme, state, and windowing. App composable. 2 state variables, EditorState and config. On open picks a file, reads it, and updates both states. It saves the config too, remembering the last open file. OnSave writes content to disk. No path yet? Show the save dialog. Recent files list stays at 5 entries maximum. Material theme with darkColorScheme. Column holds TopBar and EditorPane. EditorPane takes content and an onChange callback that sets modified to true. The main function creates a window titled Markdown Editor. 6 small files. Let's check the tree. Clean compile. Build successful. Here's our Markdown editor. Open and save buttons in the toolbar. Click the folder icon. JFileChooser opens in our files directory. Sample.md loads into the editor. The file name appears in the toolbar. Now let's edit. Add a new section at the bottom. Click Save. The file writes to disk and the modified flag clears. Let's verify in the terminal. Cat shows our edits were saved to disk. The added section is right there. File.io works. Let's recap the 5 key things we learned today. First, File.readText and WriteText for simple file access. Second, JFileChooser. Swing's file picker works in Compose Desktop. Third, serialization. kotlinx.serialization converts data classes to Json. Fourth, config persistence. Save app settings to JSON on disk. Fifth, path handling. User.home gives cross-platform paths. Subscribe for more Kotlin desktop tutorials. See you in Lesson 6.